This is and glory goes to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to the elect and feeding the sheep of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua in sincerity and in truth of this great gospel, man, coming out of our Bible. And the beautiful thing about this Bible, man, the Bible lets you know the Lord loves, the Lord hates, right? The Lord has a chosen people. The Lord has a people that he despises, right? He has indignation forever, right? And our people, they seem to not understand this. They seem to not understand it, right? Because underneath Esau's rulership, Esau them softened their spirits down to the point where they think God is what all love. They think the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is all love, but he's not. And the closer and closer we get to deliverance, the more you people are going to get acquainted with the spirit of the Heavenly Father, right? You're going to get acquainted with how the Lord operates, right? The what is the purpose of man, right? To do the will of the Heavenly Father, because why the Lord's going to bring that fear back upon this earth, the fear of the Lord, because you don't have the fear of the Lord. A lot of you motherfuckers, you fear men, you fear other men when you don't understand that it's the Lord who controls these men, right? So we're coming to a time where people gonna realize who's the true power on the earth, what is his purpose, right? And a lot of you jakes, you gonna wake up to realize, man, you are at war. You've been at war. You've been at war against Esau, Edom, and these other nations. I'm reading the book of Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, man. And we're going through the season of us being in captivity, our last and final captivity, right? From the Egyptian, from the Assyrian, from the Persian, to the Medes, the Babylonians, the Greco-Roman captivity, and the last and final captivity here underneath Esau, Edom, the EU, the European nations, right? So it says to everything there is a season and time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, right? I'll read that again, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, right? Right now the Lord is healing us, right, by giving us back our identity, right? What comes with your identity? You know who your power is, and you're going to call on your power because that's your only hope, right? The Lord removed all that from you to the point you didn't even know the name of the Heavenly Father. You didn't know what He looked like. You didn't know nothing. All you knew was who Esau, Edom taught you, right? So now we're waking up. It says a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. We will soon be laughing and dancing. But right now we're in the house of what? Mourning, right? We're weeping to who? The Father, begging the Lord to forgive us and deliver us and save us in the times to come. Because, man, you're going to need that. You're going to need that. You're going to need that protection. You're going to need that covering from the Heavenly Father. It says a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rent, a time to keep and a time to cast away. We in the time of casting away. Yeah, casting away you wicked motherfuckers that we used to have close to us. Because, right, the only things that matters right now is, man, is the Lord, right? That's why you don't, how can we say, denied yourself, right? You done forsook your old lives. You done forsook loved ones to worship the Heavenly Father. And that's what it's all about. A time of love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace, man. We had the fucking time of war like a motherfucker. All these nations is prepping for war. Persians prepping for war. Moabites prepping for war. Assyrians prepping for war. The Arabs prepping for war. The motherfucking East Indians prepping for war. The Hamites, the Israelites in Africa, and Hamite nations and all type of nations are what? Prepping for war right now. That's what you got going on the face of the earth. A time of what? Conflict, right? And who's in control of all these things? The Lord, Yahweh, right? Go to the book. Bear with me. Sorry, this internet is very slow. I'm going to go to the book of Jeremiah 10 and 23. It says, "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps." Right? A lot of you people, you don't know how you got to the situation you in. Right? It's the Father who controls the whole scenario. And the Father has what? An agenda. It ain't just Esau Edom with an agenda. The Lord has an agenda also. His agenda is to what? Establish who? The children of Israel back in their number one position, right? To deliver us from the hands of our enemies, to restore us. Because who needs restoration? You Israelites, right? Let me get to the book of, bear with me. So many scriptures, and this punk ass internet got a weak spirit. You go to the book of Jeremiah 30 and, oh yeah, perfect. Jeremiah 30 and, I'm going to start at 13. For you Israelites, right? We are at war, right? And a lot of you like, get the fuck out of here. A lot of you don't know what the hell is going on, right? You don't know what the hell is going on. I'm going to start at 12. Matter of fact, man, let me start at 11. This is the book of Jeremiah 30, verse 11. It reads, "For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. But I will correct thee in measure, and I will not leave thee altogether unpunished." That's why we're going through what we're going through right now, this punishment. "For thus saith the Lord power, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicine." Don't nobody care about what we're going through. Right? We keep complaining. All this BLM bullshit don't matter. Right? What else you got? You try to go to the UN, the EU, the UN, and all these help, man, they pay y'all no attention. You ask for military in your neighborhoods, you got to pay no attention. You know what? More they put more drugs in your neighborhood, right? More pistols in your neighborhood for the kids to kill each other because they don't give a fuck. Their job is to what? Destroy. We're at war. We're at war with these nations, right? And they want to see our demise. "For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicine. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. Have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one. For the multitude of thine iniquities, because thy sins were increased. Why cries for thy sorrow? Why cries for thine affliction?" It reads, "Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee." Right? We in the situation we in right now because we broke the laws and statutes. "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be for a spoil, shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey." Here's the point. Verse 17, "For I will restore health unto thee, I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." Right? That's why it's an all-out open season on the children of Israel. Right? Because these devils know that we have no protection. Right? We don't forgot the name of our power. We don't forgot everything. We don't forgot who we are as a nation. So it's open season on us. But guess what? The Lord said he's going to restore us, right? I'm going to read that again. "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith Yahweh, because they call thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tent, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be built up in her own heap, and the places shall remain after the manner thereof." Yeah, the Lord's with us. We ain't worried about you other nations. Because, World War III is a good thing, because while you busy fighting these other nations, the Lord's going to intervene. The Lord's going to intervene on Esau, Edom, on Moab, on Ishmael, right? On Hamite nations. And we ain't talking about the Israelites over in the land of Ham. We're talking about them Hamites who thinking they still got power, right? They still got a little power over there, because this is the time of what the Gentiles. Matter of fact, let me get that verse. read the book of Luke 21 and 24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. Talking about you Israelites. That's why we tell you Israelites have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until what? Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, right? Until they accomplish what they're set here to do. What were they set here to do? To punish us. They're set here for our punishment. And to prepare what? That World War III. Once that destruction goes down, man, it's the end of these heathens.